Have you ever noticed that the richest people rarely talk about money, yet it seems to follow them around like a well-trained dog? Meanwhile, the rest of the world is out here reading about the abundance mindset while paying bills with a credit card. No, it's not magic. And it's not just hard work. The 1% understands something that almost no one else does. Money isn't chased, it's attracted. I'm Sun, and yes, I live among that 1%. And before you say, oh, but you got lucky, let me tell you, luck doesn't explain a growing bank account. What explains it are intentional choices, invisible habits, and a mindset tuned like a Swiss watch. In this video, you'll understand exactly how the wealthiest people in the world attract money almost automatically, and what you can start doing today to get into that same flow. No, we're not waking up at 4 a.m. to meditate on crystals. We're talking real, actionable, proven decisions. Let's dive into the 5 behaviors that make money chase you like you're the last Birkin bag on the shelf. They treat money as an ally, not a savior. Most people only think about money when they're short on it. It's like that friend you ignore all year and only call when you need a favor. The 1% does the exact opposite. They build a constant, strategic relationship with money, every day, with every decision. To them, money isn't a lottery prize or a last hope. It's a resource that responds to clarity, not desperation. While most people think, how can I afford this? The 1% asks, what return will this give me? Before I earned my first million, I did something simple. I started tracking every cent coming in and out, like I was the CFO of my own life. That's not being stingy. It's showing money that it's being well managed. And guess what? Money loves people who know how to take care of it. Think about it. Would you let a drunk driver take your car? Money won't either. If it senses chaos, it leaves. If it senses structure, it multiplies. Want to attract money like the 1%? Start treating every dollar like a leadership decision. They never say, this is expensive. They ask, is this worth the investment? The 1% doesn't measure price. They measure value. When you say this is expensive, you're revealing an emotional limit, not a financial one. The wealthy use a different filter. They ask, will this give me a return? Or does this bring me closer to my goals? Once I saw a woman hesitate to invest in a course that could triple her income. She said, 1,000 raise is too much for me right now. The next week, she spent $1,300 on takeout and clothes she never wore. The problem was never the money. It was the mindset. The 1% understands that investing is not spending. They'll pay a premium when they know the return is greater. In money, in time, in access, in authority. They think like investors, not consumers. When I changed that filter in my head, my financial life flipped. In the best way. I stopped asking if something was expensive and started asking, what's the cost of not having this in my life? If you want to attract money like the 1%, start evaluating everything with this lens. Does this bring me closer to or further from the life I want? They control the narrative, even in silence. Have you noticed how the wealthiest people walk into any room like they belong there? Doesn't matter if it's an art auction or a 5-star hotel lobby. The 1% knows money isn't just numbers. It's narrative, positioning, energy. They understand that how they behave determines how the world responds. The way they speak, the timing of their replies, even their body language, it all communicates value before any number in a bank account. I learned this at my first event with major investors. I wasn't rich yet, but I acted like I belonged. I didn't pretend to be someone I'm not. I just demanded respect, as if my presence there was natural. The result? Connections that led to my first big deal. The mistake most people make is waiting for money to show up before changing their posture. The 1% does the opposite. They shift their posture to attract the money. Want to be treated like someone of high value? Then start acting like someone who understands their worth, no matter how much is in your account today. They avoid distractions like their debt. Have you ever noticed that rich people seem to have more time? That's no coincidence. The 1% protects their focus with the same obsession they protect their wealth. While most people are buried in notifications, messages, and meaningless tasks, the rich filter out everything that doesn't bring them closer to their goals. They understand that attention is the scarcest asset of the 21st century, and they treat it like an investment. When I started doing this, my productivity skyrocketed. I turned off notifications, muted group chats, stopped replying to everything in real time, and most importantly, I created rules. If a meeting has no clear purpose, it doesn't happen. If an invitation offers no return, it gets a polite no. The truth is simple. If you're not controlling your time, someone else is using it, and rarely in your favor. The 1% doesn't avoid distractions because they're more disciplined. They avoid them because they know how much each interruption costs. And they know that money loves clarity and consistency. Want to attract money like the 1%? Start watching where your attention goes. Because where your attention goes, your financial future follows. They put themselves where money flows, not where it's complained about. Average people spend hours in group chats, on social media, or at bars talking about how expensive everything is, how hard the country is, how stuck life feels. The 1% does the opposite. They choose environments where money flows, not where it's feared. They go to strategic events, lunches with problem solvers, spaces where the conversation isn't about debt, it's about opportunities. Because they know money isn't attracted by complaints, but by smart exposure. Before I connected with the first millionaires in my network, I did an exercise. For 30 days, I only went to places where the entry wasn't cheap, not in money, and not in courage. I joined business groups, attended talks outside my comfort zone, went to dinners where I knew no one. Each of those environments gave me something: an idea, access, a contact, perspective. It's simple. If you want to attract money like the 1%, you need to be where it flows. You don't need to spend a fortune. You need to be strategic. Look at where you spend your weekends, your lunches, your conversations. If money's not there, maybe you shouldn't be either. Money doesn't follow effort. It follows intention. It's not impressed by people working themselves to the bone. It's impressed by those who work with strategy, focus, and clarity. You've just seen 5 behaviors that set the 1% apart from everyone else. If this feels far from your current reality, remember, no one is born with this mindset. It's built, one habit at a time. Pick one of these behaviors and stick with it for 30 days. See what changes. Then add another. This quiet, almost invisible process is exactly what separates those who attract wealth from those who chase it their entire lives. If this video gave you a wake-up call, drop a comment below. I attract the 1%. I want to know who's ready to play this game on a new level. And of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs fewer excuses and more direction. The money is already out there. The question is, will you keep chasing it, or will you learn how to attract it?